Chapter 8. The Wedding Hidden in the Cross. As the night wore on, the codices multiplied, but the deeper truths they whispered now took root in another discussion. Titus had raised a question about overlapping genealogies. Philo poured wine and lit another lamp. "There's more," she said. "Royal families hidden by the Shammai scribes, not by Rome. The Romans honored them with client kingdoms, but in time Paul's faction buried their memory. Emesa, Pontus, Bosporus, each ruled by relatives of Rome's own dynasty, bearing different names for different audiences." Lucius nodded, retrieving a scroll from the cedar shelf. "Strabo documented them all. His geography leads like a map of our bloodlines. He wasn't just describing lands, he was naming the sons and daughters of our lineage." Titus leaned forward. "The texts we have now, his Geographica, they speak of Mithridates, of Polemo, of Aspergus, and the coins confirm the names. Royal sons circumcised to win the hand of Hasmonean princesses, ruling over mixed provinces." Josephus poured himself a cup. "And yet the world sees them as scattered tribes, not one family." Strabo knew better. "Because he was part of it," said Philo. "He preserved the record for us, not as midrash, but as fact. Nicholas, too. His accounts of Dynamis and Isander reveal the metamorphosis, from Tyche to Dynamis, from luck to power." Gamaliel unrolled a diagram. "The same power who was present with Caesar at the Ides, the same power who appears as a virgin in Bethlehem. Dynamis is not just Cleopatra. She is a bridge from divine memory to reborn justice." Lucius added, "And the reason the Shammai scribes struck her out of the narrative, they could not allow divine feminine to stand beside the Nazarene." Philo's eyes flashed. "But Strabo made sure her legacy would survive. He wrote her into the lands she ruled. He bound her to the maps. You cannot erase what is drawn into the earth." Josephus leaned back. "So we will keep Strabo's coordinates. We will write them into Luke's gospel and into my wars. We will point to the coins, to the circumcisions, to the names: Alexander, Tigranes, Zamaris, Aspar." "And the family of Mithridates," said Titus, "Mithras to some, Roman to others, but in truth a son of the same house." Lucius traced a line across the parchment. "And Pompey, Mithridates, Ptolemy, same man appearing under different masks, father of Cleopatra, husband of the niece of Julius, grandfather to us all." Philo murmured. Octavia, half-siblings to Caesarion, who became Tiberius, and Octo, named for the star Venus, the eight-pointed symbol of Vijnana, marked their lineage as divine. The sign of the ancient world preserved by Ansar and Kesar, who came to Earth from Venus. Gamaliel looked to the fire. "They called it myth, but it was memory, preserved by Nanasin and Vijnana, and passed down to Pythagoras, who taught us to encode it." Titus said quietly, "Then we must leave more than stories. We must leave keys." Gamaliel raised his cup. "To the guardians of the riddles." And all drank in solemn silence. Outside the chamber, the night settled over Rome with a quiet that felt ancient. Smoke curled from the oil lamps, mixing with the scent of ink and parchment. The air was warm but still, pregnant with the weight of the task before them. Inside, the circle of writers and witnesses labored slowly. This was no ordinary account. They were shaping the final enigma, the scene on which everything turned. Lucius bent over his wax tablet, then paused. "Mark's crucifixion scene," he said softly. "We need to decide how I will present it. He concealed so much in just one cry." Philo nodded, her eyes reflecting the flicker of the flames. "He chose the Hebrew tongue for a reason. Jesus cries out to LHM, Lamed He Mem, to the mother, to Ella M." Gamaliel leaned forward. "And more than that, BTLHM, Betulem, the Virgin Mother, daughter Zion. The names come from the prophets. Mark wrapped them together in a single phrase, fulfilling them without revealing them." Lucius tilted his head. "And I'm to echo him, but not simply repeat?" Philo smiled. "Exactly. Mark gave the voice of apparent abandonment for the house of Shammai. My God, why have you forsaken me? But he also encoded the mother's presence and the bridal hope in the Hebrew letters for the house of Hillel. Gamaliel added, "You will preserve that hidden thread. Let your Jesus speak Psalm 31. Into your hands I commit my spirit." A son trusting the mother to save him, not a cry of despair, but the vow of the bridegroom. The wedding is still to come. Lucius nodded slowly. So I point back to Mark, even as I go forward. Exactly, Philo smiled. Those with ears will hear. The crucifixion will appear to end in death, but the words will carry the hidden hope of the wedding. Josephus leaned forward. Let it be the pattern for us as well. Let the words conceal the truths until the reader is ready to solve them. Titus raised his cup. To the wedding hidden in the cross. They all raised their cups and drank in silence. Lucius returned to his tablet, inscribing slowly, deliberately. But even as he wrote, the glint in his eyes said otherwise. The breath may have left, but the story was not over. Lucius took a breath, then scratched a few lines into his tablet. So I should not name her outright? Not yet, said Philo. Let the reader meet her as Magdalene. Then let them wonder who she is, why she anoints the son before the burial, why she is the first to find him alive again. Then let the echoes from the prophets rise. Let them discover that Magdalene is Bethlehem, daughter Jerusalem, the one who was forsaken and yet returned. Josephus leaned forward. They will not see it right away. That's the point. The faithful will hear only the story. The seekers will search for meaning. Titus nodded. And when they do, they will find the mother and the bride were never absent, only hidden. Lucius tapped his stylus against the tablet. You're saying we present death, but write resurrection. Present a cry of surrender, but mean reunion. Present a burial, but point to a wedding. Philo's voice softened. Yes, this is not tragedy. It is transformation. Philo's gaze drifted to the brazier. But memory must be veiled. Our truths, if spoken plainly, would be burned as heresy. Better to whisper them through riddles. Josephus nodded. So be it. I'll revise the wars. Keep the truths in shadow. The temple's fall will speak for itself. Lucius grinned. And the gospel will speak in parallel. They'll think they're reading about a birth, but it's a rebirth of the goddess, of justice, of memory. Gamaliel uncorked a wax-sealed scroll. Then let's begin again, with pen and symbol, with names that carry more than they seem. Philo set the dove to flight and took a reed pen. And let's hope our daughters one day will read between the lines. Lucius lifted his stylus again and nodded. And he said, Father, Mother, into your hands I commit my spirit. And having said this, he breathed his last. But even as he etched the final words, he knew they were not an ending, and Shammai's scribes might remove them. The silence that followed was not absence, but hope. The wedding was still to come.